And thus, Vince McMahon proves he doesn't give a fuck about the women's division. I'm John Retham with my review of WWE Monday Nitro 2000. Wait, no, it's just like WCW Nitro 2000. This show was fucking ass. There could have been some good parts, but they got buried in a sea of bullshit and bad booking and random stuff and the fact that nobody wanted fucking LaNa to win that battle royal. I would have rather had all brain dead everything, aka Eva Marie, return and win it because then Asuka could have squashed her in about 2 minutes. They somehow found some worse result than Eva Marie winning. They gave it to LaNa. LaNa who can't do a fucking goddamn thing in the ring. But anyway, there was a show before that, and then we got to the main event that, by the way, was interrupted a lot by the men because why the fuck would you want to focus on the women and the talented women that don't really get exposed all that often? Let's just keep cutting to the men. Anyway, so, yeah, it's the second day of the WWE draft, and 30 stars are eligible because it's a 3-hour show for Raw and all that and everything, and a 2-hour SmackDown and 2 hours of NXT, and there's way too much WWE programming that all seems the same right now. So, here's Orton to basically say, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Drew. Come on now. So, he's talking to him and saying, hey, let me talk to you. No, wait, that's Eli Drake. And saying the same old promo. Drew's got to beat him in the Hell in a Cell, but he's going to beat him and become a 14-time champion. Here's Drew. It's kind of the same promo. I will give them credit for trying to keep this feud interesting. I'm just not buying into it. I'm just not. It should have ended at Clash of Champions. I knew that it was going to go to Hell in a Cell where Orton will probably win. And watch, Otis will suddenly come to Raw and cash in on Orton. They would do that. Vince McMahon would fucking do that. So, they brawl, and then Drew was unloading on Orton. Have fun unseeing that. And we get Stephanie McMahon, philanthropy is the future of marketing. It's the way brands are gonna win. And I'm not gonna forget that, and neither should anyone else. So yeah, draft stuff. The Fiend is on Raw. Oh no, it's all spoopy for 3 hours. Bayley stays on SmackDown. Duh, that kind of makes sense. Orton staying on Raw, the Street Profits go to SmackDown. Wait, but they're the Raw Tag Team Champions. How will they address this? And Charlotte's going to be on Raw. We can't even get the fuck away from her, even though she's not going to be on TV for at least another 6 months. I hope she recovers from the injuries she has, because she has beat her body up and has not taken off a whole lot of time outside of like a few injuries, and she hasn't even missed all that much time. She deserves the time off, and I really have no desire to see her on my fucking television again. But goddamn, just why? Is she suddenly going to return? Is this whole idea of her being off for a year just, bullshit? Is she going to be back in time for Survivor Series? I fucking hope not. But yeah, Charlotte gets included in on this draft. Others don't get included, but she does. Somebody that's off because of injury. So anyway, Aleister Black versus Kevin Owens. It's a street fight. We got a table, and Owens landing really, really badly on the announcer's table. Not giving at all. Kind of hitting one of the, tablets, monitors. That looked kind of painful. Double knee through the chairs. Ow. Ow. That looked kind of painful. Now, this wasn't a great match. Sadly, it was the best match. Well, yeah, it was the best match on the show. Then, yeah, face first in the chair earlier, and get a bad ring post spot where Aleister was supposed to kick the ring post, but he whiffed it. And I'm not knocking Aleister, it's just the way they shot it. It's like if they had shot it from the other direction, they would have been able to, hide the fact that he missed it. And then a stunner, powerbomb through table 1, 2, 3. So Kevin Owens ends his feud with Aleister Black, except doesn't because they get drafted a little bit later. Stephanie, Braun's going to Raw. Bryan staying on SmackDown. Riddle is going to be on Raw. Roddle, if you will. That sounds actually kind of wrong given all the shit going on. Moving on. Owens is to SmackDown and Jeff Hardy is to Raw. That's a great idea. Let's put, Jeff Hardy on a 3-hour show. Hey, maybe he could actually, find his way to the goddamn ring quicker. Jeff Hardy should not be fucking wrestling anymore, and he should not be cutting promos because, oh boy, a little bit later. We get the dirt sheet. The face of the USA, the face of USA Network. It's The Miz because he's got about 15,000 shows on there. They gave Mandy and Dana a mashup theme. I'm not saying that Mandy can be like the most inspirational talent ever as far as the women. She can be better than a team with Dana. At least it's giving Dana something to do. But why'd you give a mashup theme? What the fuck? Why was Dana given such scripted bullshit? Dana actually can say something if she is given something to be passionate about, but this was not it. And LaNa and Natty show up, and LaNa says, I'm actually really confused. LaNa with the most accurate line of the year. I know this sounds like I'm being harsh on LaNa, and I am, because as a performer, she fucking annoys me. She's also like, you should interview me. I am the one with 2 ex-husbands and stuff like this. And yeah, so then we get a brawl between all of them. So it's the season premiere of The Dirt Sheet. I have a question. Why is there a season premiere of The Dirt Sheet, a show we don't care about, with a team that is not even close to the greatest tag team of the 21st century, even in WWE? Fuck, they could be the only tag team in WWE, and they still aren't the greatest tag team of the 21st century. And also, how can you have a season premiere of SmackDown and Raw if the shows never take a break? Like, what the fuck? I know that there were times where they had a few pre-taped matches and mostly recaps and, like, you know, matches from the network and past events, but they'll still count as first-run shows. If they never take a break, if they're never off the air for even a week or two, you can't do a season premiere. That's not how it works, even if it's episodic television. So, anyway. So, we get Morrison and Miz. You know, Morrison's a new guest for The Miz for The Dirt Sheet, the season premiere of The Dirt Sheet. And suddenly here's Lars to take on 2 men at once. I'm going to say right now that Lars Sullivan should not be employed by the company. Recent, you know, more recent stuff that came out, it's like, fucking hell, the guy can't stay out of his own goddamn way. And I don't know how old that is. Even if it's like, you know, say a couple years old, fucking hell, get rid of Lars Sullivan. He's not that good. He wasn't even that good a couple years ago in NXT. I understood why they kept him, you know, or why they wanted to skyrocket him up, and I get it. But he's not worth the goddamn trouble. All this shit that came out, even if it was years and years ago, he's proven that, one, he's injury prone because he was out for a long goddamn time, and he's not needed. He's not fucking needed. Get rid of Lars Sullivan. Just get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of Dream while you're at it, too. And get rid of Riddle. Like, seriously, just clean house on people. There are problem people in all goddamn companies. Flip Gordon, TJP, to name a few, and others. But you can be idiotic, you can be moronic. But once you get to, like, the criminal type of behavior, basically, that these guys have done, the first 3 that I mentioned, Lars, Dream, and Riddle, yeah, they fucking deserve to be, you know, goddamn released and just, they can go get a job somewhere. Fuck, they can probably go get a job in the goddamn government. Don't worry, I'm gonna rant about that here in a little bit. So anyway, yeah, Lars takes on 2 men at once. Miz leaves Morrison to get beat up. Poor Morrison. I hope the money was worth it. I love Morrison, but goddamn. New Day and Street Profits train the tag titles. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell who it was. They all look alike to me. Wait, is that offensive? Probably. But really, these teams were just shouting a lot. And Kofi and Xavier actually have talent. It's not that Montez and, you know, Angelo don't. I just don't care about the Street Profits. And we have, you know, the Street Profits are going to, they're going to be going to SmackDown. So they take the tag titles. And then New Day gets the Raw tag titles. They switch them. Okay? What the fuck? What is this? Why is this happening? What the fuck? And then Ziggler and Rude want their shot. And it's official. Stephanie, Retribution goes to Raw. Why would you draft a group that calls themselves Retribution? Why would you draft them if you don't want the destruction? Seriously. This storyline makes no sense. And also, they were apparently supposed to have Ali and others speak, and they didn't. Now, whatever. I don't give a damn about the group that calls themselves Retribution. Ali ain't going to be able to save it no matter how hard he tries. But goddamn, I mean, you had this many recaps. You had a bunch of bullshit you were doing backstage. Why the fuck didn't you just have them talk? Talk in a pre-tape. I wouldn't have given a shit, but at least you would have, given us what was advertised. So, Lars Sullivan goes to SmackDown. Good. Of course, Fox would want somebody like that. Lee's going to stay on Raw. Corbin stays on SmackDown to bore everybody to tears. And Alexa's coming to Raw to join The Fiend. The fiendish fingerings are going to continue till they're Raw. That kind of got gross and a bit weird. Moving on. So, Seth Rollins says farewell to Raw. No one can fill his void. Ha! Gross. And no one will be the leader like he is. And here's Jeff. Jeff Hardy should not be allowed to wrestle now or cut promos. He can't do anything. He's actually, I think, worse off the mat. And I don't mean because of personal issues, just because of all the bumps he's taken. Jeff just can't fucking move. Here's Styles, and he runs down Rollins just nonchalantly, and then we get a brawl. And Jeff Hardy says, how about we have a triple threat tag team match? Jeff, I know that you've done a lot of tag team matches in your career, but goddamn, Jeff, are you seeing double? 2 Rollins and 2 Styles? I'm seeing double. 4 Crusties. God, the show. And then for the first time ever, 75 minutes in, we get to our second match. Styles, Rollins, and Jeff. The match wasn't bad, of course. Commentary points out, Joe, you made each one of their lives a living hell. And he says, and they all remember me fondly, which was kind of funny. I don't know why. We get some dives, pseudo dives. Everybody was kind of checked out, and I don't really blame them because This is not a good show. I credit the wrestlers for getting out there and doing what they can and trying to entertain us. This is not a good show. Vince McMahon does not care about putting on quality programming. Even a couple years ago, he didn't give a shit about putting on quality programming. And I want to say one thing right now about Chrisley Knows Best. If they're the first family, of America, let me tell you right now, fucking America's screwed. No wonder a bunch of people are goddamn inbred and goddamn voting for the wrong person. Also, Todd Chrisley needs to stop lying to himself. The match was fine for what it was. It was actually pretty good pacing. Jeff moves with the goddamn grace and, style of a goddamn tranquilized rhinoceros. He's just fucking goddamn... He just can't move. He can't fucking move. I know that he's trying, and I give him credit. I'm sure they're paying him close to $1 million a year. But goddamn, Jeff. Goddamn, this has got to be your last contract. If this is your last year, just don't fucking re-sign. Stay at home. He ain't going to be walking by the time he's 50 years old. And then suddenly it looks like Jeff's going to win. But no, Elias returns and pounds Jeff from behind with his instrument. If I have to picture these things, and so do all of you. And then Styles covers for 3. Elias left a face somewhat and, comes back a heel. They tried to explain this, and they brought up one of the worst storylines. We then get Stephanie saying Elias is on Raw, Zayn is on SmackDown. Lacey is on Raw, Cesaro Nakamura on SmackDown. Sheamus goes to Raw. Cool. Whatever. LaNa and Natty versus Dana and Mandy. I want to say, good God, right now, LaNa is shit. And all these women deserve better. Even LaNa. LaNa cannot do anything in the ring, but good God, get her out of the ring and make her a manager. Fucking hell. LaNa gets pinned. Of course, she gets pinned. And they say it's going to all pay off at the end, or they try to make it, they justify it like that. It doesn't. Natty says, I'm done, and leaves LaNa, and LaNa's all upset, being humiliated. The Hurt Business and Ricochet and they are talking. And Ricochet says, I'm just going to start saying that because I'm losing my voice. Says, if I win, we go our separate ways. If you win, then I join the Hurt Business. If you win, you leave me alone, man. Leave me alone. That's basically it. It's like a schoolyard bully thing. So, we get Zelina on commentary for Garza versus Andrade. Match wasn't bad. Zelina needed a high chair to be able to see over the announcer's table, and we get a wing clipper for 3. And Zelina's just like, I just want to see passion from both these men and fire. I want to see them hurt each other. Okay. Not sure why you want, people to look like them. Why do you want your people to do that, Zelina? What the hell? Man, I'm being unusually offensive tonight. Just unusually a little bit offensive. So, Zelina, by the way, is a very good talker, and I hope they actually use her better. I honest to God think they should put her on SmackDown and team her with Aleister. I know their husband and wife, but I'm just saying, I think she could do so much better. They're not going to do that, though, because suddenly the lights go out, and Alexa's doing the bendy thing in the corner and everything, bending herself backwards, and then the Fiend attacks Andrade, and he gets the claw while Zelina gets hit with Fister Abigail, and okay, they're staring at each other. It's spoopy. I don't care. It's not scary, and it's still Bray Wyatt underneath that. He's not bad in the ring, he's just still not interesting, and I'm over the Fiend character. I give him credit for doing what he can to try and make it interesting. They're trying to do this stuff with Alexa. If they're having fun, great. It just ain't fucking for me. So, Stephanie says Nikki Cross to Raw. Ziggler and Rude to SmackDown, despite the fact they get a tag title shot a little bit later. Truth on Raw, Apollo on SmackDown, so he cannot do anything. Daba Kato, Babatunde basically, is on Raw. A guy who's not had one match at all. Raw Underground does not count. And then we get New Day versus Ruden Ziggler. Okay. I'm going to say right now there was a commercial, a Trump, campaign commercial by some dumb broad saying that Trump can fix the economy. Whoever this lady is, if she was paid off, she wasn't paid nearly enough. If she is telling the truth and she is serious, I hope her kids, if she has any, leave her and she dies alone in the fray. Women like this, or anybody like this that still supports Trump, you're fucking idiots. I fucking hate you, and you can get the fuck off my goddamn channel, because I'm going to keep needling you and keep saying this stuff, the truth about Trump. You know it's the fucking truth. You don't want to admit it, because you're bigots, you're homophobes, you're pieces of shit. You're probably fucking your close relatives, because you can't fuck anybody else, because nobody else want to be anywhere near your goddamn skank asses. Seriously, if this lady was a paid actress, she's fucking terrible, and if she meant it, fuck her. Fuck the fact that her parents gave birth to her. They should have practiced safe termination. Moving on. So, action was fine in this match, by the way, because match is still going on. Pace is good, and yeah, Midnight Hour for 3. Elias and Jeff. Why is this feud still going? Hey, remember when Jeff Hardy, they did the car crash thing on SmackDown, and Jeff had hit Elias and everything, even though it wasn't him that was drunk, it was a red-headed assailant? Elias blames Jeff for all this. Of all the stuff they could bring up for long-term storytelling, they bring this up. God damn it. And he's got a new album dropping soon. Recaps of Ali joining the group that calls themselves Retribution, and that's it. They don't do a promo or nothing. Ricochet versus Cedric. Well, if, Ricochet loses, he joins the Hurt Business. So they surround the ring and everything, and they got a chair, and the referee's down, and he hits the mat and then tosses the chair of Cedric and does the whole fall over thing. Kind of like Eddie, not quite. Not quite as comical, because Ricochet, as good as he is no Eddie. But it was kind of funny. I give him credit for that. It just seems like he was chasing a victory here. And I will stop saying that, by the way, when he apologizes for being in Chase and Rance's school. Anywhere near it. Same with Casey. What the fuck? I mean, maybe he got interested in her because she kind of looks like a kid. Boy, I'm being just a little bit mean tonight, aren't I? So, Ricochet wins, and the Hurt Business, leave me alone, man. You gotta leave me alone now. I beat you. Yeah. That's basically it. So, final night of the draft, or final round of the draft, Titus is on Raw. Hands up if you forgot that Titus was an active member of the roster. Carmella's on SmackDown. Good. Fox can get another, bimbo-looking girl. Bimbo-looking, by the way. Because I'm not saying she is. She actually does have some intelligence about her. But this gimmick is fucking shit. It was as bad as Emelina, and it's going to be bad here. Peyton's on Raw. Aleister's on SmackDown, so the Owens-Aleister feud continues. Tozawa's on Raw. Great. 24/7 championship ship will not end. Asuka joins commentary. Bear in mind, she joins commentary. Season premiere next week. Braun versus Keith Lee in a sanctioned match. Cool. It's a sanctioned match, so it'll probably end up in a count out like 2 minutes later. Because the only difference will be, hey, there's a referee. Oh, wait, that was the case with the unsanctioned thing. Women's Battle Royal. Dual brand Women's Battle Royal. Nobody from NXT. We couldn't do that. That would have made it too interesting. Nia and Shayna. Lacey, Billy, Mandy, Dana, Peyton, LaNa, Natty, Zelina, Tamina, Ruby, Liv, Nikki, Alexa, who was not there, by the way, and Bianca. Okay, I got a question. One, why was Zelina, or not Zelina, but why was Alexa not in this? And also, rumors had, and it just turned out to be rumors, I hope, that Eva Marie is making her return to WWE. I hope not. We don't need her back. You can be a fan of her if you want. I have no desire to see that brain-dead twat back. Especially since, she should be called Mega Marie, given how she feels, and fuck her and her husband for feeling that way. They're goddamn idiots. So, moving on from that. Everyone got jobber entrances. Shayna and Nia barely got anything. And then they cut to commercial. Asuka shouting a lot. All these women it's fucking mess. A few minutes in after Nia gets eliminated, we cut to Drew and Orton because they're just going to keep fighting. So apparently, we can't even treat the women with respect. We have to cut to Drew and Orton. I like Drew, and Orton has done some good shit here, but come on. Come the fuck on, guys. Focus on the women. You don't need to do this with Drew and Orton. End the women's match a few minutes early. Everybody celebrates, and then we got something going on in the back. And then you have the final few minutes of Drew and Orton. That's fine, but you kept cutting to Drew and Orton. It was embarrassing. Nia gets eliminated and then puts LaNa through the table. LaNa was never eliminated. This comes back into play a little bit later. So, yeah, then we cut to Drew and Orton. Bianca eliminates Shayna. That was kind of nice. Down to Lacey and Natty. Here's a question, though. Asuka was on commentary, right? So, the announcer's table spot happened. Asuka could have still been there and still shouted and sat on the chair. Why did she go backstage to look at the TV from an odd angle? You were right there at ringside, Asuka. Goddamn, you could have interfered and, stopped somebody you didn't want from winning. What the shit? Why did they make Asuka look like an idiot? Then they made Natty look like an idiot. Natty won, swinging Lacey into the goddamn ring post, and then LaNa wins. So, okay, LaNa's been put through the goddamn table a whole lot. She's been humiliated all this year, and now we're going to reward her with the title shot against Asuka. If Asuka does not beat her in a goddamn minute flat, LaNa is this generation's Sable. She's not any good in the goddamn ring. She doesn't belong in the goddamn ring at all. She doesn't even really belong as a manager anymore. She's uncharismatic. She looks uncomfortable. They signed her for 5 goddamn years. Let her go be with Miro. Seriously, at this point, fucking hell. She can't be worth the money they're paying her, and she looks miserable. I mean, goddamn. And then they cut to, and then Orton and Drew fight out there, and they're battling and everything, and security's trying to separate them, and yeah, that was pretty much a Nitro 2000 ending. This was a fucking rotten show. A really rotten show. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.